Ladies and gents, welcome back to the channel. For the first time in a couple of weeks, we have finally seen Bitcoin close 2 weeks in a row above the 200-week moving average, which is a very bullish sign. We've started to see Bitcoin, the entire crypto market rally, and while all this has been going on, there's been a lot of drama with Cardano, specifically with Mark Cuban, Charles Hoskinson, and just a lot of people talking trash about Cardano. So I want to go over everything going on in the market with regulations, with crypto, with Bitcoin, everything we need to know. If you enjoy that sort of content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's hop right in. So starting off with the overall crypto market right now, Bitcoin has seen a significant rally since we saw it close above the 200-week moving average for the second week in a row. We've seen that Bitcoin currently is hovering between $23,500 and $24,500 per coin. Moving forward, the key level, the next big level for Bitcoin, now that we have closed this week above the 200-week moving average, is going to be $24,500. This is a key area of resistance, a key level for Bitcoin. If we close above that, we very well could see another rally up to $26,000 to $27,000 per coin very, very quickly. But either way, a lot of good is happening in terms of overall market and what is happening with some technical indicators. Now let's talk about a few things happening with what is going on with regulations, because the U.S. Treasury Department has just banned the crypto mixer Tornado Cash. This was actually involved a couple months ago, back in March 2022, in what happened with Axie Infinity, one of the biggest cryptocurrencies in the world, the play to earn NFT game, their hack. So in March, there was a $625 million hack that all this money was stolen from Axie Infinity, and this was laundered through Tornado Cash. So as a result of this, the U.S. Treasury Department has officially banned Tornado Cash from being used by anyone in the U.S., and they said ultimately that Tornado Cash has repeatedly failed to impose effective controls designed to stop it from laundering funds for malicious cyber actors on a regular basis. They said they have done nothing to prevent this, and as a result, they are going to ban it, outright ban it. So this is actually good. It's going to help protect people, help protect a couple of companies in the US. Ultimately, people can still use the platform. It's not like it's impossible to use, but it's one step in the right direction for regulations, protecting users, protecting companies, and that's exactly what we want to see in the crypto space. Next thing I want to talk about with the overall market before we jump into Cardano and the drama there is going to be with this new report that came out from CoinShares. So every single week, a new report comes out from CoinShares talking about what is going on in the crypto market, and according to this report, we have seen yet another week of inflows, which is in line with what we've been talking about, very bullish indicator for what is going on. So institutions have poured in slightly into crypto over the last week. You can see there's a total of $3.1 million of inflows. Primarily, these inflows were into Ethereum. You can see with $16.3 million going into Ethereum, slight outflows with Bitcoin. But overall, we're continuing to see the trend take place where institutions are finally starting to get back into the crypto market. You can see that for year to date right now. Year to date, we're at $492 million, close to $500 million. We're finally seeing institutions get back involved, and that's exactly what we want to see. That now that we've seen the market correct, we've seen it consolidate, now we're starting to see big players get back in. Last thing is going to be with what is going on with Robinhood, because Robinhood just came out and they have rolled out 2 new cryptocurrencies on their platform. They've officially launched Avalanche and Stellar Lumens. We talked about this earlier in the day on my Twitter page, so if you don't follow me there already, please be sure to do so. We're closing in on 10,000 followers there, so I'd really appreciate it. But Robinhood has officially listed 2 additional cryptocurrencies, and now this brings their total to 15. They have a total of 15 different cryptocurrencies on their platform, from Bitcoin to Ethereum, Solana, Dogecoin, Crypto.com. And this is something that we need to see happen for Robinhood. If you're invested in Robinhood stock, well, they've been struggling. They need to have more cryptocurrencies listed on their platform, especially with all the competition they've been seeing from FTX. So seeing them come out and list a couple new cryptocurrencies is something that we definitely want to see, not only for the crypto market, seeing Avalanche and Stellar Lumens have benefited from these listings, but also for Robinhood, and if you're invested in Robinhood stock. Now let's talk about what's going on with Cardano, because a lot of drama has been taking place for Cardano. First thing is going to be that Mark Cuban came out and said that Dogecoin is actually more useful than Cardano. And this sparked a whole bunch of controversy on Twitter and all across the internet because everyone always talks about Dogecoin being a joke. Everyone knows Elon Musk talks about Dogecoin. But now Mark Cuban, a pretty prominent figure in the crypto and investing space, when he came out and said that he thinks that Dogecoin, which is the largest meme coin by market cap, has more applications and more long-term use than Cardano, a lot of people weren't happy. He claimed that people in Africa are not using blockchain as much as they were expected to, and he says that ultimately Cardano has made very little impact despite launching smart contracts a year ago. So we've been talking about this quite a bit over the last few months because this really isn't true. Yes, what's going on in Africa, nothing too exciting is happening there. There's a lot of big developments, but not in terms of adoption just yet. But remember, that takes time. But if we're looking at what's actually going on with Cardano's ecosystem, we're continually seeing massive amounts of development take place and milestones being hit. Right now, there's over 1,048 projects that are building on Cardano, over 3,000 Cardano-based smart contracts. We're seeing that there's over 2,600 GitHub comments basically every single week, and we're continuing to see more and more developers pick Cardano over other blockchains. So I don't really know why we're seeing so many people trashing on Cardano, talking down on it. And it wasn't just Mark Cuban. We'll go over something else that happened. But when you look at the data, we're continuing to see more projects being launched. We're continuing to see more developers building on the ecosystem, which is proven by the number of Plutus scripts. And we're also seeing just overall the ecosystem with native tokens and NFTs is growing every single week. So yes, Cardano has taken a slower approach to building out the ecosystem. We all know that, but we're still seeing growth. And that is what I want to see as an investor. I don't want to see what's happening with Solana where there's outage after outage and there's hacks. Solana always has outages. There's other layer one cryptos that always have outages, always have issues. I'd rather see a slower pace in terms of development like Cardano is doing, but continuing to see projects being launched, seeing more NFTs being used on the platform, seeing more people use it, even if it's at a slower rate. Last couple things I want to go over with Cardano is going to be with Charles Hoskinson and what happened when someone came out in a recent podcast and was talking about how Cardano is really just a religion without tech. So we saw someone come out and say that Cardano is a religion without tech, that people don't ultimately, institutions and whales don't spend time looking into Cardano, that they don't invest in it, they don't even look into it, when this is completely false. When we're looking at the data that has come out, in yesterday's video and the video before, we talked about how whales had purchased $138 million worth of ADA in the last 8 days alone. So when people are saying that whales and big money investors don't look into Cardano, well, that proves it wrong right there when we saw that $138 million was poured into Cardano from whale accounts in the last 8 days. In addition to this, we're seeing how people are saying that a cryptocurrency is a combination of technology and religion. They say that Cardano is really only a religion, not a technology. And yes, Cardano does have a strong community, but again, like we just went over, there are so many developments taking place on Cardano's ecosystem. Yes, it's taking a little bit longer in terms of some upgrades to roll out, but we're seeing more projects, more smart contracts, more developers. Every number for Cardano's ecosystem has been growing at a very consistent rate over the last year, despite what's been going on in the market. So when you see all this information come out, my opinion, a lot of it is FUD, just a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. A lot of people don't like that Cardano's price has come down substantially from all-time highs. But when you're looking at the data, you got to remember that they're consistently making upgrades to the network. We're consistently seeing all the numbers for projects, Plutus scripts, GitHub comments, native tokens. Everything is always increasing. So I'm not saying it's the absolute best thing ever. You should have all your money into it because I don't recommend putting all your money into any one single project. But what I would say is when you see comments talking about any blockchain or any project in particular, make sure you look at the data behind it. Make sure you don't just listen blindly to whatever people are saying. Me, anyone else, make sure you do your own research. So ultimately, that's what's happening in the crypto market right now. I hope you guys are having a great day, great evening, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode. See ya.